I can't remember another free agent that ever shunned the Yankees for the Mets. Can you?
No, it's never happened. I mean, the closest thing was Robinson Cano going to Seattle for more money. Aaron Judge close to going to the San Francisco Giants, but ultimately ending up with a Yankee. This is the biggest one.
But this is the Mets. I mean,
right?
That's
I know. I'm just saying, shunning the Yankees totally. But yes, with the Mets, it's even a bigger deal. And the Yankee fans pissed off about it because they're not used to it, especially with the Mets. And they're not they're not mad at Juan Soto, what he did. They're not disagreeing with what he did in taking more money, I think. What the Yankee fan is pissed off about is this has ignited the Met fan into getting in their face about them being the better organization, having more money, being the king team in New York. That is the thing that pisses off the Yankee fan, because the Met fan believes, and rightfully so, that this was a power shift over to Steve Cohen, because it was the first time that it ever happened. So they're going to be on his ass. He's going to be out in right field. They're going to be all over him. I just heard a guy call into CMAC this morning, a big Yankee fan, says he's going to be out there throwing dollar bills at Juan Soto. I mean, it's going to get ugly. They're going to boo him.
Well, that's fine, and you could probably, obviously chirp him a little bit. I mean, but let's be real here. I mean, it's a baseball game. It's a baseball player. And by the way, the Yankees, backfilled just fine, and they added 3 players or 4 players, if you count Trent Grisham, that are basically adding to the Yankee offensive onslaught right now. And Cody Bellinger, Trent Grisham, of course, and then you have Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, they're more short-term oriented because of the age of those players. The Mets are going to be with Juan Soto for 15 years, if he makes it 15 years.
Yeah, and then there is an out in the contract, but CBS Sports Network has best record of baseball up there right now. Yankees and Mets right there. The Mets game behind the best record in baseball. The Yankees 3.5. So as you mentioned, they've done just fine without him. Trent Grisham's actually had a better offensive season up until this point than Juan Soto has. But this is the type of stuff that gets fans going crazy.
It's great for baseball too, by the way, local baseball especially.
Well, 100%. And I do believe he thrives in these situations. I do believe that he's going to have a couple of home runs in this series. And this is when, this will be the first time that I'm really, really, really looking for him to do some damage. I've been waiting. We've been patient. They've been winning. You've taken his sort of meh season in stride to this point. This is the time where I want to see him get ignited and be like, screw you guys. I'm here. This is my moment. This is our moment. And we here, the Mets version of we here.
Yes.
And that would be great. But, I mean, both these teams are going to end up in the postseason, barring some sort of disaster. And both teams are very, very good. And on paper, the Yankees' rotation is better. But in reality, the Mets' rotation has been better.
I mean, the Yankees have 7 guys in their lineup that have 20 or more RBIs.
Yeah, I think they're the most productive offensive lineup in baseball. At least they were as of a couple days ago.
And this is the point. They were really productive last year with Judge and Soto, of course, but maybe there's a little bit better balance, and who would have thought that Ben Rice would turn into the home run hitter that he is right now, and even Anthony Volpe, who's had his moments. I mean, he's still got 6 home runs and 24 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean he's been okay. It's just that a lot more was expected out of him. It's sort of been waiting for him to be more consistent.
I understand that he's not Cal Ripken Jr. or Manny Machado just yet. I mean, but God,
Tier 3, that's what it is. You expect to see a little more.
Okay, I mean, oh my God, I mean, everybody just thinks there should be a Hall of Famer at every position.
No, it's somewhere in between that. I mean, he was a big top prospect that the Yankees had passed on free agents at that position because they wanted him to be a star. I mean, these are just facts, and he's been underwhelming.
What I love about what the Yankees are doing with him in particular, it's called patience. The New York Rangers have no patience. The New York Knicks have had no patience. They try to develop people. It doesn't work. They get rid of the guy, and then they go somewhere else, and they play well somewhere else. I mean, it's just the Yankees are showing patience for whatever reason, maybe because he's a local kid or whatever, but they're showing patience with Anthony Volpe. What is wrong with that in today's world?
Well, I'll give you an example where they showed too much patience, and that was with Gary Sanchez. He should have been gone 2 years prior to when they let him go.
But again, at least they showed patience.
Sure. I mean, sometimes it works with patience, sometimes it doesn't. The Mets are showing patience with Brett Batty.
You know what I want to say? You're right, exactly. What I want to see is I want to see a guy rewarded for all the hard work and dedication he puts into his craft. And it seems like Brett Beatty's that type of guy. It seems like Anthony Volpe's that type of guy. Like good character guys that you want on your team that are working their asses off and that, are going to do the right thing on the field. They're not going to be perfect every single time. But, you got to have guys like that on your team.
Sure. Absolutely. But, I mean, at this point, I think that Yankee fans, I don't want you jumping down my throat again. I think Yankee fans are just a little underwhelmed with Anthony Volpe. That's all. And they would like to see more. And if this team is going to take the next step.
I'm not a Yankee fan, so I don't want to speak for Yankee fans. I don't think you should be speaking for Yankee fans.
I have heard many Yankee fans. I'm not speaking for them. I am delivering the message that was delivered to me because we all have these fans of these teams in our lives. And they tell me, like BT all the time when I'm driving home, underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed. Okay. Well, I don't want to get into argument with the Yankee fan for sure. I mean, I'm just trying to be unbiased.
Well, it's not about Volpe today, is it?
It's like my respect for Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Well, of course. How do you disrespect that man? That man deserves all the respect in the world.
Like I've had nothing but respect for him since he came up here.
Yeah, but today's not about Anthony Volpe. Today's about
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
I wanted Juan Soto 4 years ago.
Juan Soto. Nobody laughed at you.
Oh, Jerry was making a mockery of the whole
I think
day.
I think he was just tired of hearing his name over and over again. It wasn't that he disagreed with it. It was Juan Soto.
But it's like you got to beat it into your guy's brain around here. Juan Soto. Especially when it came to Sam Hauser, when it came to Precious Achua, and now and when it came to Juan Soto, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Juan Soto porn. Juan Soto. Anthony in Belleville. Oh, on a Feel Good Friday. What's up, Anthony?
Boomer, Gio. Hey,
Hey now, what's happening?
hey, Gio, you couldn't be any more wrong. We don't give a crap about Juan Soto. Okay? So whoever you're getting your hearsay from.
Sure, you don't. All right, you know what, Anthony? If
you
I,
are wrong.
Anthony, we'll see what happens tonight. So you're telling me when Juan Soto gets up to bat, it's going to be quiet and nobody cares because the Yankee fan doesn't give a crap about him?
No, of course we're going to boo, but
but you don't care
already.
You don't care about it.
We're past that.
You're past it. All right, so you're past it so much that the tickets out in right field are going for an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
You got people calling up C-Mac saying they're throwing dollars at Juan Soto. He's going to be booed. Juan Soto himself said it's going to be 1 against 50,000. That's his quote, but you guys don't care. Stop.
It's all about Aaron Judge.
Stop it, Andy.
Okay?
Have a good weekend,
Yankees.
man. All right, see you.
All right, see you.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, we like Andy.
He's a little bit off base with this. He's a good guy. But they care. And they care deeply.
Of course they care.
Yes.
They got left at the altar, and their team was floating around, that 700 million mark just to make it seem like they were in it when they knew all along they weren't in it. And then the beauty is when Steve Cohen gave the suite to Juan Soto. We don't do that with our players.
Yeah. Well,
we've never done it. We didn't do it with Jeter. We didn't do it with Aaron Judge. We just don't do that.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I also think that really pissed off the hardcore Yankee fan from the people that I listen to on this radio station.
Okay.
Is the fact that it turned into a conversation about how the Mets are better set up for the future. They care about families more.
Yeah,
they're just a better landing spot.
Take care of the players.
Right. Really care deeply about the players, but the Yankees do not. They're not giving suites to the families, and just their farm system is just inferior to what the New York Mets are looking at. That they hated the fact that conversation ended up being sprouted out of the Juan Soto signing. John and Wantagh, what's going on, John?
How you doing, doctors?
How you doing there, Johnny?
All right. Hey, listen, before I get to my Yankee point, can you believe Congress didn't nominate Francesa to be the Pope?
Yeah, well, out of Congress, it has to be the Cardinals.
It would be the conclave.
It would be the conclave.
It doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter.
He should have been in the mix.
Should have been in the mix. Should have been in the hopper. He was in the hopper.
Listen, the whole thing with these Yankee fans, it gets to the point where it's actually nauseating, where they come up with videos. Oh, Juan Soto doesn't look happy. Oh, did you watch the video 2 minutes before that? No, right? They didn't watch that video 2 minutes before that, right? Then you get the Yankee fans. I don't care about Juan Soto. I'm just going to go to Yankee Stadium and stalk him like I'm some crazy ex, I'm so glad I don't go to Yankee games no more. You know, and you hear Keith McPherson talk about don't sit in the bleachers if you're a Mets fan. Why? I sat in the bleachers with my brothers a few times. Nobody ever did nothing to us.
That's good. That's good to hear that nobody ever did nothing to you guys.
No, but do the Yankees? They're not going to. Do the Yankees realize that, like, I'm a guy from Queens? I know they think because they're in the Bronx that they're from the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like, they think they're tougher than other New Yorkers. Well, they're not.
As most of those guys come down from Connecticut, New Canaan, Greenwich anyway.
Yeah, floofy type of people from Greenwich and, that shore people of Connecticut, all those towns.
People,
Yeah, like, members at Stanwich, guys like that.
Yeah.
Who we love, by the way.
Yeah, we love those guys,
we love
especially when they take us to that place.
Yeah.
We're guests.
I mean, we love those.
It's awesome, but that's who the Yankee fan is.
Right.
The vest wearing.
Yeah, exactly. Quarter zip.
Kind of like you today.
Yeah, I got my BEF stuff on.
Yeah, I know.
BEF, and I also have Flag and Anthem Made Flex polo on as well.
Yeah.
And Flag and Anthem pants.
Yeah.
So
you look like you should be a Yankee fan.
Well, I'm not, man. Okay. Not today, especially. Dylan in Floral Park. What's going on, Dylan?
How's it going, fellas? I have a question for you. Could you imagine in 2016 if Mets fans booed Daniel Murphy when he returned to Citi Field wearing a Nationals jersey?
That's different.
I mean,
it's different. This cuts deeper.
Booms, I know it's different, and I know it cuts. But this guy hit one of the most important home runs for the Yankees franchise in the past decade. It just, to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. If Pete Alonso was wearing a different jersey this year and he was getting booed at Citi Field, I would be embarrassed to be a Mets fan, even if he was wearing the other side's colors. I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Pete Alonso wanted to stay with the Mets. You got to remember, he didn't want to leave the Mets. He didn't want to go anywhere else, and the Mets made him the highest paid first baseman this year. I just, this is a much deeper cut. You guys got to understand that.
Well, also, same with Daniel Murphy. The Mets didn't want him back. They let him go.
Yeah,
so this guy spurned the Yankees. It's a different type of situation.
I think the Yankees knew that to go to $700 million for him when their best player on their team and the best player on the planet, other than Shohei Ohtani, is Aaron Judge making $360 million. You couldn't do that.
Well, I also think that there's this whole, you take less money to be a Yankee. You take less money to play with Aaron Judge, put on the pinstripes. That's what a Yankee fan's think. It's like, he just went for the cash. You didn't care about being a Yankee like Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, he went for the cash and the suite.
For his family.
The suite was a big thing for his family. And the Mets,
suites are beautiful at Citi Field. They really are. Beautiful at Yankee Stadium as well.
And the Mets, they love their families.
Yeah, much
than
more the Yankees do. It's more of a family
like
place. It always has been throughout the years, Yeah. You bring your kids.
It takes really good care of the families. And, and I have an inside knowledge on this one.
The Islanders. Yeah.
Sydney was like, they couldn't say enough about how great the Islanders treat their families.
Well, that's great. That's awesome. Love to hear that.
So the Mets must be like the Islanders, taking care of the families.
Indeed, and not like the Yankees.
Wasn't it like one of the Jets or Giants that didn't take care of the families well?
Oh, it was the Jets, right?
Was it the Jets?
Yeah, Jets got an F for that. Yeah. Remember that player thing? F.
Yeah, well, the Bengals got an F for that, too.
Yeah, they did. Or there was a D maybe for the Jets. It was definitely the Bengals got an F, but they got F for ownership, F- for ownership, the Jets, in that poll. Oof. Barry's in the city. What's going on, Barry?
All right, guys, quick hockey question. I know Tavares was drafted by the Islanders, played there longer. Who gets booed worse, when Tavares goes to the Islanders or if Soto to the Yankees? Even though Soto was there for 1 year, I just want to know what's going to be the worst.
Soto, definitely Soto. There's more passion there. I'm not saying the Islander fans weren't upset that John Tavares basically left them to go to Toronto, and that was a miscalculation by the Islanders, and they should have traded him when they could have. But to me, it's got to be Juan Soto.
Yeah, it's...
if Tavares went to the Rangers, then I would definitely say yes.
Yeah,
so that would be like him spurning an opportunity to stay with the Islanders and instead taking the money from the Rangers.
Exactly. That is the point right there. The Islander fan was really mad because it seemed like he was going to stay there. They didn't end up trading him, and he did the whole thing with the Maple Leafs pajamas. It was rough. But
what's amazing is that his contract, 7 years with the Toronto Maple Leafs, is done after they lose to the Florida Panthers. They are getting torched up in Toronto, by the way, now.
Well, of course.
Torched.
I feel like every single year it's a torching. But they'll all be back. All those fans,
Of course, they love their team and they love being miserable. It's like it's like the Cubs back in the day, the Red Sox back in the day.
Yeah, but they're not the lovable losers. They don't love them.
No, they think that they're a finesse team and they're getting outworked by Florida, which every team gets outworked by Florida. They are relentless. They are the apple of every hockey fan's eyes.
All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.